Boy, this is a humbling game, isn't it, Frank?
Well, shots like that, not to be proud of. Rich, I think he's going for a different green. Are we on the wrong hole?
That's not a green in regulation. That's a green in miscalculation. So with that, the score is now at even par. Just an unbelievable round thus far, and 12 under on the day. Frank, the thing about Treasure Island is, at any point, a player could stop and consider just where they are. And if they're not where they need to be mentally, they could really be thrown off their game. And you're right at the base of a volcano here.
What's the chance for your round to heat up, too? Winding this one up. Does he have the power, though?
But this could be really good, Frank.
Oh, straight at it.
Frank, I know you like boxing. That was some heavyweight power right there.
Smoked it.
Frank, right where you want to be.
Wouldn't be better if it was on a tee. Errant tee shot here, Rich, but going to have to muscle this one out of the rough.
Second shot coming out of the rough here. Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
But still not done. A good third shot, maybe get away here with par.
This requires a lot of speed through the ball. This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot, I would say.
Frank, not close, but from that lie, not bad.
Oh, that's excellent. Seriously, given the conditions, Rich.
Chance to set himself up for a good scoring opportunity with his second shot here. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Well, Frank, it's our job to get excited.
You can't when you leave it short, though.
I'm sad.
He's making my job hard.
Ricky over the putt for par. Still even par for the day. Just a tap in to finish the hole. Good work right there. He'll settle for par. Frank, we say it so often in golf, it's a grind. This is a grind with a capital G.
Certainly is. Up, and away as we start our climb up the hill. Par 3's not overly long, but it's going to play much longer than its real yardage because we're going up, straight up that volcano. So you better flight that tee shot properly.
Superb shot.
Well, that's as good as it's going to get. There's going to be no worries about making that one.
wrong way pattern all day long. I mean, this is just brutal. Birdie chance here. Very long putt, though.
Got to be a little careful if it gets away on him.
Just singes the edge, Frank.
Yeah, but at least he's burning the edges. You know you're hitting good putts.
Knocking down all the shots today, now at 13 under.
Even par currently.
Did the job right there. Frank, the climb continues here at the 16th. Tricky, especially off that tee. You can see there's trouble there on the left.
Devil's elbow. That's why it's called that, Rich. Aim a little far left or don't find the landing strip and you will pay a severe price on this dogleg right par 4. Plus the green is just sort of cut right into the side of the volcano. Oh, I liked that.
Good tee shot right in the short grass. Frankie's managed to hit it in the rough yet again.
Yeah, this is hard to imagine. You know, the fairways aren't that narrow today.
And setting up here in the rough. Frank did the prudent thing there, didn't he?
Yeah, in the end, really, you could have turned that into a disaster instead. Actually, a good chance, really, to perhaps get away with par.
Let's see what the dominant #1 player can do. Rory McIlroy now on the approach shot. Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. He's making the game look very simple right now. See it, hit it, and he's got it right on track. Fowler getting ready for his third. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Beautiful touch, nice putt. Not a gimme, but well within his range. Continues to amaze, yet another birdie, and what a day it's been. Well, Frank, it is time to walk the plank here at the 17th hole.
And don't put a foot wrong if you do. There'll be no help from your parrot as you try and veer a little left on this hole that bends that way. Up and up we go, nearly to the top of the volcano.
Watch your step, matey. So this is where club selection becomes much more important. Uphill, make sure you have enough stick, and then swing away. Frank, this one's going too far left, it looks like.
Yeah, it was fine there for a little while, but if it keeps going left, it's doomed.
You have to think he'll be happy with that, given that it looked like it was headed right for the rough.
Yeah, it looked like that was the only place it was going to finish, but, well, it's a little bit unexplainable. Let's see what he does from here now. Lucky break.
Boy, this could be a tough one right here, Frank.
It's a very long putt, Rich. Obviously, it's difficult, but he still has a shot to sink this one for birdie.
Boy, that was a good-looking putt, just not falling right now.
Sadly, he's going to be disappointed.
This is an 11-foot putt. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Drops it, and he's at even par. Frank reminds me a little bit of TPC Sawgrass, the famous island par 3, the 17th hole, except here you're hitting over lava.
And things, if they haven't already heated up, they heat up right here. Just a par 3, flash it across the lava, if you can. Find the green, if you can. Then make your way to the green, if you can. Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
I mean, that's how the game is played, right there.
He's just making it look so easy. That birdie coming up, formality. Oh, nice strike, Rich. Not quite directly in line with the flag.
Just drifting a bit to the right, but he'll settle. Fowler is capable of going on torrid runs. This would be a birdie for Fowler. So a good performance today, 71. So they'll tap in. Count it, that's a birdie. Frank, I have to say, I've been impressed by the level of golf today. Really came out here with a solid game plan and executed.
And consequently, a very solid round. Continuing with that kind of play can certainly put you in the winner's seat.
This is EA Sports coverage of the PGA Tour. Hello again and welcome, Rich Lerner, alongside my friend and colleague Frank Nobilo. We are along the Paracel Islands in the South China Sea. Frank, on a mission here today. What can you tell us about this course?
Well, one thing, Rich, we don't want to fatigue out there, so I've got my battle gear on. Interesting layout ahead. Plenty of water. The island's there to be negotiated, navigated, and you never know what just might pop up during the course of the game.
And partner, let me just, before we get started, salute you.
I salute you too, Rich. You ready?
Ready. Aim.
Fire.
Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on there. Easy birdie.
This shot, a full 200 yards. Frank, I know you love boxing as I do. McIlroy has that big punch knockout ability. It has you on the edge of your seat because, you know, at any moment, he might end the fight.
Yeah, there's always a spark there, just or a little simmer, and you think it's just going to burst into flame.
This is EA Sports PGA Tour coverage coming up next. This is Rich Lerner alongside my colleague Frank Novelo for EA Sports, and we will be calling all the action for today's event.
Rich, I'm armed and ready. Are you?
I am. Battle gear on. Let's get it going. Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green. Oh, looked like he caught a flyer right there, Frank.
Well, I don't know what he caught, but this is way too much.
Into the thick stuff. That's a difficult lie. Frank, this ball's in the rough. You like to hinge just a little bit quicker on the takeaway when the ball is down like this?
No, when it's down, you've just got to make sure that you wind up almost like you're hitting a tee shot. This is not one to be dallied with. You've got to hit it powerfully, and you really have to focus on that club getting through the grass, past the ball, and out the other side.
1 under early in the round. Now to the second hole, Frank, and just a look here. This green is clearly very heavily guarded.
Yeah, you notice that guard shack on the right there. Well, you better keep your head down because we're not sure whether or not that guard shack is actually empty.
Could be a dangerous shot here at the second.
And left, trees, a little bit of sand. There is the bridge as well.
Well, that's how you play the game, right there. That is always so disappointing from that kind of a spot when you come up short.
Yeah, you're licking your chops over that one. A shot you think you could hit directly at the flag. Now, test for the short game.
And getting ready for the putt. Routine stuff for Rory. That's a par. Just a couple of feet. Good score going. Now at 2 under par.
Well, Rich, we've got the drone. It's headed back. Told us it's 216 yards to the middle of the green. If we can just aim a little right of the gun turret on the destroyer, that should be a good line.
Well, this is the definition of a blind tee shot right here. But you need all of the modern equipment, the modern telecommunications, just to try to get you zeroed in on where you're supposed to go.
Well, maybe you can capture the flag here, though, with a birdie.
Should be pretty good right there on the safe side. What a display of shot making this has been, Frank.
That incredible approach shot there, the easiest of birdies coming up.
Frank, which way is this headed?
Well, judging by his body English, looks like it's heading a little right. There is a bit of green out there, though.
This is a long putt. Really, the key is the speed. If it drops, that's a bonus. Just slides by.
Yeah, can't afford to miss too many of those out here today.
Makeable putt right here. He is currently sitting at 1 under for the round. -1 in the early going. But now a chance for a birdie. Nice solid start to the round. Tee to green looks to be in command.
Yeah, it's surprising. I thought he might have been a little shaky out of the gate, but certainly proved me wrong.
What a shot. I mean, almost in.
Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. In the thick stuff.
Thick? It's brittle out there. Remember, out of the rough. Expect the ball to jump forward a little bit.
That is a tremendous shot right there. Touch and nerve. He had it all, and he has the bottom of the barrel. Good putt and a good move. Now to 4 under.
A blind tee shot. Got to go over those 2 rocks in front of you. Just keep it right of those palms in the distance.
On the green and looking at a birdie opportunity.
Hazard.
Frank, we've all been there. You hit one in the water, you're down. How do you regroup?
You've got to start from scratch again. Everybody's going to hit bad shots. That's just the nature of the game. But compounding mistakes, that's the problem that you want to avoid.
Now on to his 3rd shot after the last one went into the water. And now at 1 under for the round. Clean this up with a tap. Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie. And what a day it's been. Frank, here at the 6th, a really fascinating hole.
It is mid sort of 200 yards, shared greens, a bit like St. Andrews. But because you're hitting it over an island, you're almost going to have to parachute this tee shot in here and get it to land softly. There's a lot of things going on behind, to the left and the side. It's like a little village that you're heading into. Hopefully you don't get past it.
Well, that is an exceptional shot on the green and in position for a birdie.
Yeah, that's a formality now.
Frank, this one's not looking good.
Yeah, it's certainly not down the fairway line, heading toward the rough.
Pretty good result right there, considering...
It looked rough all the way.
Exactly.
Rich, really did.
Birdie chance here. Very long putt, though.
Got to be a little careful if it gets away on him.
On the way. Oh, what a beautiful roll right there. Dead center. Been pretty good all day from this distance. Just trying to take care of business.
Great, too.
Beautiful. Now on to the 7th, and Frank, this is, to say the least, a dangerous hole.
You've got to hit it across that retaining wall, or that protective barrier to stop the sand and the enemy coming in. Really, the green sets up nicely for the tee shot, but be wary. There might just be a minefield out there.
Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. What a shot. Perfectly placed right next to the hole. Frank, they threw him a life vest. He's back on dry land.
And I hope this time he swings, he doesn't have the water wings on.
Third shot now, after the last one found the deep blue.
Yeah, you can still minimize the damage here. It's only one bad shot that you got punished for.
Not a gimme, but well within his range. One under on the deck. So with that make, now at 7 under par. Partner, look at that. Left here at the 8th hole. You and I could shoot a little hoop. You want to play a little donkey?
Yeah, it's very observant of you, Rich. Also, the barracks just up ahead that protect the left side of this green. So there's a lot of visual intimidation on this par 3. Follow the sandy trail, and there's green at the end.
Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man. And into the thicker stuff.
Let's see if he can bludgeon this one out.
Second shot coming out of the rough here. Frankie has to be scratching his head as he reaches for a sand wedge or a gap wedge for his next shot.
Well, you know the FedEx Cup, Rich. I mean, you're meant to get there by 10:30 tomorrow. That thing's still going.
Ball sitting down here in the rough. He's digging in. Well, how do you like that? He's holed it. Just a phenomenal play right there. He has this for birdie. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Frank finishing up now the front side in what so far has been a pretty heroic mission.
There is a green down this end there, but miss it on the right. There's the trenches, and of course, even further right, there's that seawall that provides a fortress for the beach on that right side. But the green, fortunately, inland and away from the trouble.
Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
Chance to close out the front side here with a birdie. This is 130 yards out.
And this will be fine. Just a little left of the flag. How close it goes. It's an extra shot. That one will definitely hurt.
Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Solid par to remain 1 under.
Second shot.
You may have lost track at home, but we're keeping count, and that is 9 under for the day. Start of the back 9 mission, Rich Lerner for EA Sports with my partner Frank Nobilo. Frank, tell us a little bit about the 10th.
Well, there's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on that. Easy birdie.
Makeable putt right here, currently sitting at 1 under for the round. Frank, just a surgical touch out there.
And the scorecard reflects yet another birdie.
And he has it for birdie. Now at the 11th, and Frank, looking out over the expanse of this hole and really the entire golf course here at Paracel Storm, it's amazing because we're looking at a military playground, but at one time you have to remember this island was under siege.
Well, right now, this is almost like an obstacle course from one of the shortest par threes on this golf course. Seawall, once again, protecting the beach side of the hole. Plenty of green there to the right side. That's a nice fat part of the green. Really, it shouldn't be a problem. Oh, nice strike, Rich. Not quite directly in line with the flag.
Just drifting a bit to the right, but he'll settle. This is a long putt. Really, the key is the speed. If it drops, that's a bonus. Well, this one's tracking. Oh, yeah, he's going to love that one, Frank. Sensational effort.
Oh, just eat that up.
Just a little tap in here. 11 under on the day. Frank, the 12th hole here at Paracel Storm, 241 yards, island green. I can't think of a harder par 3 in the world.
This hole, you really have to be wary on the direction of the wind, because if it's coming off the island, then it's going to blow it towards the water. It's going to make this tee shot so much more difficult. Conversely, if you get a little sea breeze, it's going to help. It's going to hold it up there and make this whole play that little bit easier.
Beautiful shot. That is tight.
Unbelievable. That is one to savor for the rest of the round.
Not looking good, Frank.
No, I think it's wet.
Frank, not easy to keep your eye on the target when you've just splashed down.
Yeah, but on the flip side, too, one bad shot doesn't have to lead to two.
So this will be the third shot after taking the drop with the ball going in the water. This one just requires a little bit of focus.
Virtually no error in that putting stroke. Good putt.
Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie, and what a day it's been. Going right back to the large island here at the 13th, Frank.
Trenches behind will certainly protect anything that goes a little bit long. Left of this green, you better call in the Navy. This looks like it's going to find the target.
What a display of shot making this has been, Frank.
Oh, that incredible approach shot there. The easiest of birdies coming up. It's that sneaky distance.
There you have it. Well done. Great putt. Knocking down all the shots today, now at 13 under. Frank, here at the 14th, not a long hole, but not a big green either.
It almost lulls you into that false sense of security. You just see the green, it stands up like an old sand dune. The beach around doesn't seem to be that problematic. A few trees behind, really, they just give you a nice line. But beware what looks straightforward.
Looks sort of like a deserted island, Frank. What a shot. I mean, almost in.
Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. Not enough on that one.
Yeah, it just seemed to baby it. This will test his skill. You can play this shot a couple of different ways. Open the club face, but you've got to be careful. Most players just close that club face and chop down like an axe. Well, just a little too much, Rich.
I don't know if it was wind at his back, he didn't calculate it, but he's going to be left with a difficult chip shot here. Frank, this ball's in the rough. Anything you change in your technique when a ball's sitting down a little bit?
Yeah, you put the ball back a little bit further in your stance because you're going to get a bit of grass between the ball and the club face. So you have to allow for that and keep that club moving. That grass is going to be that grass is going to create a certain amount of resistance.
Now at -2 for the day. Just playing great. 14 under already. Frank, in any war zone, the element of surprise is always so critical. And we see that here at the 15th.
Yeah, this green is fortified by the jungle that surrounds it, and just a little feature that you often don't see on a golf course. It's not a bunker in the middle of that green, just a mini forest.
Just a little short shot here. On the